الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, Wokeism as a species of Marxism. James Lindsay, US author and critic, explains how the ideas of Marx have been involved to enable the Marxist, communist, collectivist takeover of the West culturally, politically, economically. Although this presentation is from a Western point of view, with are important lessons for Muslims, particularly as woke culture is being actively funded and supported in Muslim countries. Biden funding transgender indoctrination in Pakistan. نعم. Note post أيوة the other posted a video there. Notes: number 1, Marxism, socialism, communism, collectivism comprise an ideology that wages war against the natural order that Allah placed in His creation. أهم يقسمون رحمة ربك نحن قسمنا بينهم معيشتهم في الحياة الدنيا ورفعنا بعضهم فوق بعض درجات ليتخذ بعضهم بعضا سخرية ورحمة ربك خير مما يجمعون. Is it they who distribute your Lord's mercy? We alone have distributed their livelihood among them in the world life and raised some of them in rank above others, so that some may employ others in service, and your Lord's mercy is far better than whatever wealth they amassed. That is Surah 43, verse 32. Imam al-Baghawi rahimahullah said, we have made this one rich and this one poor, and this one master and this one a slave, and just as we have favored some of others in provisions, as we wish, then likewise we have chosen for messengership whomever we will, and we raise some of them in rank above others, meaning in richness and wealth, so that some may employ others in service, so that some of them may employ others. Thus the rich drew their wealth higher the poor workers for their labor, and thus some are made as a means of provision for others. One of them drew his wealth, and the other drew his labor, and thereby the pillar backbone upon which the world functions is welded together. This speech is a refutation of the lie and fraud of Marxism from its very foundations. Interestingly, in the above video, Lindsay makes the point that there came a time when the Marxists realized their theory was false, that on the contrary, when capital, industry, and enterprise creates jobs and gives people ability to earn a living, the people did not actually become discontent and feel exploited. Rather, their lives are generally improved and they become happy. So at that point, instead of joining and siding with the labor class, they join the corporations, and it is through cooperation that the agenda are being fulfilled today. It should come as no surprise that the WEF, World Economic Forum, a collection of corporate vultures, should be a major organization in pushing collectivism upon nations, and at the guise of equality and justice, you will own nothing and be happy. Their young global leaders, the YGL program, is responsible for creating infiltrators who penetrate cabinets in order to push wokeism, and you have in the likes of Justin Trudeau, Jacinda Ardern, and their likes perfect example of this. They WEF have also targeted Arab and African nations and beyond, training people who themselves have aspiration for leadership and power, so that in the future, when they have worked their way into influential positions, they can push this position. Number 3, therefore, disparity and inequality within biology and life is the natural order, as it allows beneficial interest to be realized, allowing the offering and receipt of services based on differences in traits, qualities, abilities, skills, and material possessions. These inequalities are a manifestation of Allah's rububiyyah, lordship, and out of which major symbols of religion such as charity, gratitude, humanity, marriage, and the likes come to be. Number 4, scholars such as Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah wrote a detailed refutation of socialism in the mid-20th century. Sheikh Ibn Baz rahimahullah and others wrote and warned against communism and its call to dissolution of morals. Sheikh Rabi bin Hadi Hafidahullah often speaks of the pursuit of agendas through the claim of social justice and equity and the likes, making reference to the Marxist, communist, the institution of Freemasons and their revolutions, and likewise those who have imitated them from the Muslims, such as the Ikhwan. Note: shirk, associationism, worship of false gods, occurs gradually in numerous ways. One way is that of the veneration of the righteous until they are turned into deities, until they are invoked for intercession, aid and relief from calamity. This occurs without any intent to fall into shirk and kufr, and is the product of ignorance and devil's deception. Another way is when disbelieving tyrant acquire or seize power and control over the lives and livelihood of people. When they have seized that power, They call the people to venerate them, worship them, and to obey them. The greatest example of that from the past is Pharaoh, and modern example is that of Mao and the communists of China. These affairs are the product of disbelief, arrogance, rebellion against the creator of the world, and seek highness and corruption on earth. Establishing social justice and equality are the deceptive slogans used by these types of people to pursue their agendas. Today, environmentalism, sustainability, equality are the key buzzwords being used and marketed through the institutions UN, WHO that aim to push this wokeism, Marxist religion upon nations and populations. The 17 SDGs Sustainable Development Goals are nothing more than a revised, updated version of Marxism's 10 planks. However, they have been embellished with deceptive language to obscure the true intentions behind them. Number 5. This video is an excellent breakdown of Marxism as a fully fledged religion which is not limited to just an economic theory. It is central pillar, confiscation or abolition of private property and its goal of seizing control of the means of production are explained very clearly and have much broader meanings and applications beyond wealth and economy. The words property and production are not restricted only to the material, but things like race, gender, health, and so on. Number 6. Wokeism is a species of Marxism, and in general, Marxism works to divide people and make them fight each other. Wokeism is a species of Marxism, and in general, Marxism works to divide people and make them fight each other, weakening them and making them embroiled with each other, thereby distracting them away from higher agendas being pursued by the string pullers. The lines of debate are things like race, gender, class, climate, health, and so on. Basically, anything that is considered property or production, whether material or otherwise. To this end, the money power that seeks control the domination creates or funds groups and movements to place these dividing wedges in society. Number 7. A heavy focus is placed on perceived inequalities. If there are genuine inequalities, they are exaggerated and exploited. This allows promises of equity, fairness, justice, and equal distribution of wealth and resources to be made, but to convince people for the necessity of change. These are all empty promises. These affairs will never materialize and are never intended to. In reality, populations are simply deceived into thinking that the old order needs to be dismantled to bring in a new one of equity, justice, and the likes, and that what is come will be better. However, the perpetrators only seek to consolidate more and more power and to deprive the population further and further, leading to their subjugation and enslavement to a type of feudalism. Number 8. The Western social pseudo-democracy is a natural stepping stone into collectivism, communism, as Westerners are now realizing. Their nations have been infiltrated through philosophies and ideologies such as so-called liberalism, and they have only now seen what is on the horizon arising to fight woke culture, which has weakened and destroyed much of the fabric of the nations. Muslim nations are being targeted as well as our African Christian nations. Number 9. From the collectivist toolkit in its current iteration, racial equality and justice are true in itself but a means for the collective to pursue their socio-economic and political agendas. Gender equality, destruction of the male and female, masculine and feminine, mockery and derision of the feminine through transgenderism, emasculation and ossification of the masculine. Sexual equality, sexualization of the children to render them incapable of meaningful relationships later in life, and justification of pedophilia. Climate equality, the crime of emitting carbon dioxide which harms the collective. Humans breeding and subsisting, farming the milk and meat of cattle, livestock, wealth independence of nations through oil. Health equality, communism of health, this idea being aided and driven by the supposition of contagion and the fraud and pseudoscience of virology. You are infectious until proven otherwise. Wear your mask for others. No one is safe until we are all safe. The world will not return to normal until all 7 people are injected. This is from the most evil and insidious manifestation of the Marxist woke ideology, the communization and collectivization of health. The statement the equal distribution of health is no different to the statement the equal distribution of wealth. It means that the depth of a person's privacy, bodily autonomy, subsistence, and freedom to traverse on last earth in pursuit of livelihood, just to make others feel safe and protected. Religious equality, meaning a new pseudo-religion that will dissolve all inequalities and injustices caused by existing religions, particularly those with revealed books, and unite them all under one umbrella, the unity of religions. This pseudo-religion has its core what Marx spoke about, the abolition of private property and control over the means of production, both the material and abstract applications of these foundations. Number 10. Sheikh Rabi bin Hadi Hafidullah said, and we have observed lessons from reality and from history, and there is no one reflecting, no one taking admonition except those upon whom Allah has shown mercy, And from them, these lessons are that every person of fitness revolution and every call out to misguidance raised with all strength the slogan of fairness, justice, and equality. The revolution led by Abdullah ibn Saba against the righteous Caliph Uthman rather against Islam was in the name of justice. The revolution of Al-Muqtar bin Ubayd direct was in the name of justice and equality. The revolution of Abu Muslim Al-Khurasani was under the slogan of justice and stopping oppression justice. The Free Monastic movement they carried the slogan of justice, equality, and freedom. The communist revolution was also carried out beneath these slogans, and all of them are deception and deceitful lying slogans. May Allah expose those calling with them and cover their evils and humiliate them in this life before the hereafter. Sheikh Rabi also Afidullah said, أي نعم. Sheikh bin Hadi Afidullah also said, the one who plots against you does not reveal his motives nor his reality to you. Rather, he dons the garment of Islam for you, just as it was drawn by Ibn Saba, Al-Muqtar bin Abi Ubayd, Abu Muslim al-Khurasani, and Ubaydullah the Shid, and Ali bin Fadli, and Mustafa Ataturk, and their likes. When they desire to destroy Islam, they don the garment of Islam, and they fight Islam with the sword of Islam itself. So be intelligent ones, not be fools by being native and ignorant of this reality. The enemies are leading you to destruction, to ruin your homes with your own hands, and to destroy your beliefs with your own hands.